doing fine alone. I was working back at home, never had to throw a stone till you came knocking at the door. Think I made a wrong decision, thought I had a premonition. Now you got me wanting more. So addicted to the high, I forgot about the low, keeping me under control. Broken hearted, I can tell, that's what you want from me as well. Why you gotta have that smile? Why you gotta be so wild? Why you gotta have those eyes? Why you gotta tell me lies? Baby, I'm not surprised, still the same thing this time. You were trying to hide your heart, liking yourself in mine. I don't wanna be just trapped in your world. Don't be on my back, you wanna be like that, then you not my girl. 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 I don't know what else to say. Not your business anyway. Moving on to brighter days. Now you promise you'll behave. Same promise, different day. Baby, it was a mistake. I just need to get away. Been too busy, I can meditate. I don't wanna entertain. Just think I need a couple drinks. I'm not even that guy, but for you I might try. Why you gotta have that smile? Why you gotta be so wild? Why you gotta have those eyes? Why you gotta tell me lies? Baby, I'm not surprised, still the same thing this time. You were trying to hide your heart, liking yourself in mine. I don't wanna be just trapped in your world. Don't be on my back, you wanna be like that, then you not my girl. 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 You not my girl.
What do we listen to, guys? Over now? What's good, Tony? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good.
Could never manage. Sorry, I just could never do it without a baggage.
You see how, like,
Out on my
freaking
own on the road, I got damaged.
calm like this?
Determined to
Squinty
alone.
my eyes are.
Girl, you make me wanna go back to the dojo. Baby, I'm a soldier, so I don't really mind if we don't ever get closure. I put my foot on the gas, I do not settle for less. I've been thinking too much about the past.
That's like a weird
Couple things left me in cash. I've been
thing, you know?
hoping you would think of me differently.
That shit.
Not
I need to,
that
like,
it was
cover it.
meant to be, just that it felt good to be together.
Be a gentleman.
But baby,
I don't even have my,
I
what
never
do you call it?
you got too busy for me.
I don't even have my sound effects on.
Didn't know this would go down when I met you. Guess all I wanted to do is impress you.
What is it called?
This was too good on my
Green
mental.
Dead?
The spot
Yeah.
that you kept in my brain in a rental.
Because you gotta connect it on the computer and then connect it here. So then I can do my... Yeah! Another solo stream. Yeah, man. Let me turn down this music. So, I hope that y'all are having a good time today. Hope y'all having a good Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to another StreamBeats. Unfortunately though, this is gonna be a short stream. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I got some other shit to do. I just have to, dedicate some more time to studying for these exams I got coming up. I'm doing like a summer semester in uni right now, so not gonna lie, haven't been put in the time I needed to. So I'm not gonna make any music today, but I did want to hop on regardless because I wanted to keep the streak, obviously, of streaming. Um, oh, you just started working? Oh shit, where? Where? Um, Let me actually pull up the chat on my phone because it's easier to read the chat like that. Instead of constantly having to like switch between OBS and YouTube. This is probably easier. Um, so yeah, I did though. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna be making any music today, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the good luck. But I did want to talk with y'all for a little bit and have this be part of like the Stream Beats lore or whatever, like this video. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like, I don't know, making like a quick or like not talking about it and it just kind of being like I don't know, what would you say, like oh, me just like putting up like an update on like Instagram or something like that, right? So I just want to say this. I know I'm talking kind of crazy right now, but like I'm not stopping the stream. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm not stopping the stream. And still do really like to stream. Like I think it's cool. I think it's a dope like integration to like all of the music stuff. Um, but there are some things that I want to talk about with y'all because you guys are the ones that like watch the stream and like show up every Thursday to like, you know what I'm saying, like kick it with me, you know what I'm saying? Um and so the first thing that I want to talk about is like the whole aspect of or hold on, let me just say this. So, like I said, I'm not gonna stop streaming. Um, I do want to stream for like the whole year. After that, I'm not sure. I think I probably still will. But because I think like this is my thing. Like the way that I do music on the stream is different to when I do music out of the stream. You know, I feel like I just make not necessarily different music, but because on the stream nowadays, like we do, like you use other people's beats. To me, the music that ends up coming out like sounds different, obviously. Usually when I'm on other people's beats, it's like very like contemporary R&B, because that's usually just like what people send me, um, which is nice because I like that type of music, right? But a lot of times I'll make something a little bit more alternative or something that leans more into like hip hop and that sort of thing. Um, and I just also really like production. And so it kind of like, like in terms of artistic direction, it kind of like gets confusing, which is why I wanted to separate both of these things, right? So that's why I wanted to make like this stream mixtape and then my own album, right? So these things are like two in terms of artistic vision, they're two completely different like things. Um and like maybe a couple of songs might mesh into like an album, like it makes sense stylistically or artistically, right? But that wouldn't be like all the way the case, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just make one album and then I would like kind of make it on stream, kind of not, and then boom, like you know what I mean? Um, and so I also think it's important to make music off stream just because there's like less pressure, I guess, to like make shit entertaining. Because obviously you want like you want it to be entertaining, you want it to be like, you know, um, you want it to be engaging for the people that are watching, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you also want to make something good, you know? And you're also not on like, you know, like a lot of time because it's like, these streams like we start at 9, usually try to finish before like midnight. At least when I'm doing the stream, this is what I'm telling you. Like when I'm doing the stream, I will look at the time and be like, I want to wrap this up by midnight. You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of like adds a little bit of pressure to like get the song finished. But I feel like as well, there's like this element of like when you rush something, sure, like, you get it done, which is great, but you also want it to be like good, you know, you want to like put your best foot forward. And obviously like we're making a song a week, um and like we put it out. It's not always going to be like the best song in the world, but there's like a bit of quality that I feel like is missing sometimes because of the fact that like, you know, it's like rushed and that sort of thing. But I kind of forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I kind of just went on a tangent there. So let me try to like regroup and like make this shit make sense in my head. So the reason why I'm talking to y'all about this shit is because I am gonna continue doing the streams, but there are a couple of changes that I want you guys to know about, right? So the first order of business, and which is like the most important thing, right, is which is like kind of the main premise of like this whole stream, right? Is there are no longer going to be um new guests every week. Now let me explain. Now basically, like when I started this stream, I had no idea that it was gonna turn into this, right? I had no idea. I was just like, I want to start streaming, and I was like, fuck it, let me just start streaming and let me just do it, right? At a certain point, Cole, who's the mod, right? Like, I think it was after the first stream, told me like, yo, you should have like a crew or something, like, you know what I'm saying, engaging with the chat or something like that, while you're doing the stream, because it might be a little bit boring, like when you're working on more of the technical stuff of making music, right? And I was like, okay, fair, like that makes sense. So I was like, I don't really have like a crew. Like I think it like doesn't really kind of make sense to have like just some random people in the back, kind of filling a vibe, I guess. Um, and so I was like, okay, how do I make the stream like more interesting for the people that are like watching it and shit, right? And so my um my thing was, okay, like why don't I have a brand new guest every week? Every week I have a brand new guest, and like they could be from Ottawa, they could be from Gatineau, like I'll have like a French rap, like you know, a French rapper or something. They could be online, like the one I did with you, Tony. Just whoever it is that I want to like, you know, work with or whatever, right? Um, at a certain and I think that like it's a cool idea, right? But at a certain point, what ended up happening, and by the way, I appreciate every single person that came all the way from wherever the fuck they came from, like deep in Ottawa, like Tony spending like, you know, his time and like, you know, um working with me and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like to do to be featured on the stream. I appreciate everybody's time and shit that like, you know, they like came here to like come on the stream, right? Appreciate you letting me be a guest. Yeah, man, of course. Um like I'm super appreciative of you coming onto the stream and like, you know what I'm saying, making some shit with me and also just supporting the stream as well. You know what I mean? Because I know that you like hit up like the guests on the stream too, that you fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. You know? Um, and so yeah, that was like the main idea of the stream for a long time. And I think a lot of shit came came out super well with that premise, right? The first thing is like Tony, you know what I'm saying? I was able to like first of all, like, you know what I'm saying, actually talk to you and shit. Like IRL. Not IRL, but like on Discord and shit, you know what I'm saying? I was able to talk to you and get to know you more and shit. I was able to work with a lot of people that I hadn't even worked with solo in my own crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. Like, before the streams, I was not a collab dude at all. Like, one of my best parts of the week. Yo, man, I appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. Because yeah, I also I like the concept of streaming. You know what I'm saying? I really like the concept of like the whole idea of behind streaming, and I wanted to make it like as fun as possible for me, right? So that's why like I'm introducing like these changes, right? But yeah, just to let you know, like before the stream, I was not a dude that collab with people. I didn't even know how to collab with people. Like I was like, first of all, I had like I'm gonna be real. It's time to be real, okay? I had a very high like standard for like the local scene or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like not really trying to work with people because they weren't really like inspiring me like that, right? And I'm glad you took the time to talk and create with me. Yeah, man, of course, bro. Um, like that's a no-brainer, Tony. Um, like I think that especially like I appreciate it when you like send me shit and you ask for my feedback and all that shit. Um, these dudes are ass. You can be real. Sun Rob, I appreciate Sun Rob as well. Um, but yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, so I'll be real, right? So a lot of people in the local scene are ass, right? Let's be real, okay? We're taking the gloves off because Sun Rob allowed me to. So a lot of these people are ass, right? And so for a long time, I didn't collaborate with the people around me because I had like a huge like standard. You know what I'm saying? Because and to be fair, you know what I'm saying? I had people around me that I knew were better than all these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I am not like embellishing or like boosting when I say that like I think everybody in Koga specifically are like the best in the city and like can make music that like rivals with the best of them and people that get millions and millions of streams. I can't say that for, you know, the majority of the people in the local scene, but that makes sense because it's the local scene. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody is like, you know, an incredible fucking songwriter and shit. Like most people make music that's just kind of okay, you know? Um and so for a long time, I was like, well, for a long time, I'm gonna be real. I wasn't just like, oh, I had like a high standard of like collaborations and that sort of shit. Um, the marshmallow rap wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. You know about the marshmallow shit, which is hilarious. But yeah, and so yeah, like my thing was this, right? I forgot my train of thought. Let me have another sip of coffee. But yeah, so I used to be on the shit that's like, nah, I'm like, you know, nobody can fuck with my crew and shit. So I didn't want to like, I was like specifically like, you know, didn't want to work with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so, but at the same time, like I never really had like any sessions with people in Koga. Like I never before the stream I did with GP, I never had a session just with him. You know, Queen, did I have a session with her before? I don't even think so. Yeah, because we made what songs did we make? Theater 10. Oh no, because Theater 10 was the first session that I had with her. So the stream was like the second session I had with her, right? Even like Rob, that was the first time that we sat down together, like made a beat and made a song. You know what I mean? And like had some shit come out of it. You know what I mean? Like have a like song out, right? Um, So those are the first time where I ever collab with people that were outside of my crew. You know what I'm saying? Cap, what do you mean Cap? That was the first time that we made a beat together and made a song out of it. Like, like if you're gonna talk about songs that we made together, like yeah, and then put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, but yeah. So that was the first time that I actually like collab with people in my own crew. You know what I'm saying? Offside was a banger. Yeah, I actually love Offside. Like Offside is a sick track that we made. And so yeah, that was the first time I collaborated with these people. And so what the stream ended up becoming was like anybody that I was just like, you know, oh like had ever asked me like, oh yo, like we should get on a song or whatever, whatnot. I was just like, hey yo, come on my stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on the stream, we'll make a song, you know what I'm saying, together, and that sort of shit. And look, in the beginning of the year, this shit was like completely empty. You know what I'm saying? Now I appreciate everybody that's come on the stream. So let me bring it up real quick and highlight everyone. Okay. So this is who we got right now. Okay. So how do I? Okay. So first of all, we got Tony. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tony, of course. Is a long time. I'm gonna try to highlight everybody. RIP Stream Beats. Stream Beats is not dying. We're still gonna stream. Okay. But anyways, yeah. So this is everybody that's been on the stream thus far, right? And so up top, like I'm gonna go down and like talk about everybody here. So shout out to Tony for coming on the stream. A like legend of the stream, like has pretty much never missed a stream. I'm gonna be real. Low key Guap, I think his story is like super dope, and I appreciate like him coming through as well. Retro, like he taught me some fucking um uh like some music theory and some FL tips. That shit was like pretty dope. Like it was dope to like work with somebody else who like knows FL and shit. The same thing with Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Andy, I love his production. He sent me beat packs like specifically for the stream. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Tiguan, he made a sick verse on the beat that we made, and like he was going through some shit at the time, and we still like came out and we made something. We made a banger. Like despite that, so I appreciate like him taking the time to come through and shit. LJ, shout out to LJ for coming for coming through as well. Abu, we got Abu right here. GP, we got Dorado, we got Sunrob, we got Pookie. Pookie is like the first time I saw somebody like be like super quick, you know what I'm saying, on FL Studio, like with the, because he doesn't like play like the keys. I always play the keys even though it's not as efficient. I just like doing it. But he was like on some like speedrun type shit. Shout out to Greenbeard, Malik. Shout out to Greenbeard, even though we didn't make a fucking song together. He did come onto the stream. So shout out to Pharaoh and all of his crew, Yard Boy, Queen, and who? Oh, NLN. This is NLN. I was about to say like, yo, I don't remember, but then this is like the basement logo. So shout out to the basement room, and shout out to NLN, like that's his team and shit. But yeah, let me try to put this shit back. Hopefully y'all see that. But yeah, so like I said, I want to thank. All right, FL looks like the cockpit of an airplane, bro. You should, and this is something I was thinking of doing, is going on YouTube and just going through a course, because there's so much. I've been using FL for like fucking 7 years now, I think. Nah, like 6 years now, and there's still so much that I don't fucking know, because I never like properly like watched like any tutorials on FL like that, you know what I'm saying, where they just kind of go through all the stuff that you can do, you know what I'm saying. So that's something that I want to do. I want to like check out like a YouTube video, like tutorial playlist or something, because I checked those out real quick to see like how many there were, and it's like there's for everything on YouTube, you know what I'm saying. So like go on YouTube, like you should buy FL. I tried to earlier and it crashed. To go on FL or what? But yeah, like if you want to learn how to use FL, like go on like buy it, and go on YouTube and look for like one of those playlists that's like they show you like everything, all the shortcuts. This is how to use this is how to use that. You know what I'm saying? Like the sauce has been exposed. Like if you want to learn this shit, like you really can, right? And so it becomes less and less complicated. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah. So I appreciate everybody that came on the stream. No, I tried to record. Oh, okay, yeah. I still don't know what you mean. This is me with Premiere Pro. I can do a lot, but there's still so much more I don't know. Oh yeah, for me, yeah, After Effects, like I want to do the same thing, but yeah, like solo meditating training in the dojo. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Yeah, Premiere Pro is the same thing. I checked for Premiere Pro, like Photoshop, like any application, like you can find that shit on YouTube, like playlists on playlists, you know what I'm saying? Of people teaching this shit, in different languages too. But yeah, so let me get to my fucking point, guys. So while I appreciate everybody that has been on the stream, and that like I've met through the stream, y'all gotta keep in mind, right? For a lot of these people, it was the first time that I had like done a session with them. Even people that like, because I've like Queen, GP, Caesar, and obviously my brother. I've known them for years. You know what I'm saying? And so this was just the first time that I actually like made a proper like song with them. You know what I'm saying? And like worked with them. Um, and that goes for also other people like on that I've had on the stream. It's the first time I was making a song with them. But not only that, a lot of times it was the first time I was like formally meeting them. So like I'll give for example like NLN. That was the first time I ever met the guy. Like on stream is when I met him for the first time. Your eyes are black as fuck. They are actually. But yeah, I'm kind of back, so let me brighten this a little bit. All right. So yeah, like NLN, that was the first time I ever like formally met him. Pharaoh, I met him once, like passing, at an open mic. Who else was like that I like met for the first time? Oh yeah, Loki Guap. Like yeah, like Loki Guap. I met him for the first time on stream, like on stream. Um, who else? Let me just like break the veil here. Um, Tony, like I had met him like a couple minutes or like a couple hours before on Discord. Dorado, I had met him like multiple times, but it was the first time we actually did a session together. Retro, I had met him passingly at a show. Andy was the first time I met Andy. Um, Tiguan, I had already like hung out with him and like we'd linked up on multiple occasions, um, at shows and different places and shit. But it was the first time again that we did like a solo like a session together. Um, Yard Boy, I had met him for the first time like the week before. And yes, like first time I ever did a session with him. LJ, I had known LJ for a long time before, but it's the first time like we properly did a session. Um, NLN, like I said, is the first time I ever met him. And Pookie, I'd already like I think I've met Pookie as many times as I've met Tiguan. And yeah, that was also like that was also a love you kid, enjoy the process. Yeah, I love you too. I don't know if that was I'm guessing that was for me, so I love you too. Um that was dope. Yeah, so like yeah, like most of the streams like is the first time not only am I doing a session with them, but also am like the first time that I'm meeting them, right? And so there's a lot of shit that happens when it's the first time you're meeting somebody or like you kind of know somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of know somebody and you don't or you kind of know them or you don't know them at all. And then it's also the first time that you're um doing any sort of like creative thing with them, you know what I'm saying? Because people have, you know what I'm saying, different styles of making music, you know what I'm saying? Like NLN doesn't like having his like monitoring in his headphones when he's recording. I can't live without that shit. Like it just doesn't make sense to me, right? But it works for him. Who else? Like I mean, some people write, some people punch in. Some people are like, super picky with like beats. Some people aren't. Some people are super picky with their takes. Some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so yeah, like everybody obviously they have a different like creative process, you know? And that's kind of like where the problem arises because I don't really know until like it happens, you know what I'm saying? And then it's up to me to like basically try to like, you know, make shit work. And also like for a lot of people they're kind of confused when they get on stream because they're like first of all, it's the first time they're meeting me and usually motherfuckers is late, you know what I'm saying? Like I usually tell people to come out like 8:30 and they come out like 9, right? I tell people to come earlier because I want to have the time to like fucking talk to them, get to know them, explain to them how this shit fucking works. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, so men's are late, and obviously like shit happens, right? Like I'm not saying I'm like particularly mad that like people come late, but it's just like when that happens, then I have less time to like actually get to know people and to explain to them like the shit that goes on. Because yeah, a lot of people like they're interested in doing the stream, but they're kind of confused as to like what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And the only answer I can give them is like, yo, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like, what I'll do is like when people ask shit in the chat, I'll try to like, you know what I'm saying, ask that as well to like, create some, clips or whatever. So we have subjects that we talk about. And then yeah, like other than that, like I'm just like, yo, it's like it's not that big of a deal. It's really just about like how you bounce off of each other, and that's like kind of the problem. Big pause. What the fuck? But anyways, yeah. So that's my thing is that with a lot of the guests that like you have new guests every month, the problem with that is that one, you don't know how they're going to be on stream. The second thing is you don't know how they're going to be with you because they haven't met you and they also haven't like ever made a song with you, you know what I'm saying? And so like, well, I've gotten pretty lucky, you know what I'm saying, with these streams. Like no stream has been like, a disaster or whatever. Like you're still taking on that risk that like because this is the first time A, you're meeting them, and B, you're making a song with them, that like your creative, like processes are gonna like, match or are gonna be like compatible, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, like those are like the biggest problems with doing the streams with new people every week. And then another thing is that if you're making a song with somebody and you're making a song with somebody or you're working with someone for the first time, you are not going to make your best song on day one. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that I do, or like the goal was to like have a new person every week on stream, makes it so that like it's harder for me to, unless obviously I schedule it, which would like go against the goal or whatever, having a new person every week. Like it stops me from making more music and getting like more comfortable, or what I'm saying, just working um on more shit with past guests, you know what I'm saying? So like somebody I want to work with more like, individually is like Andy. Um if I only work with like new people on the stream or whatever, then am I just gonna have, we made that one song that I really like. I think we made a pretty good song, but it's like, is that the best song we're gonna ever make together? Is like obviously like probably not, you know what I'm saying? Um and so yeah, that was another problem that I had with this with the streams, or the stream guests. And then also just about quality of the songs, right? Now look, um obviously we're making a song a week, right? On the streams, because the streams once a week, we put it up on YouTube, blah blah blah, right? So we make the songs and then they come out. It's low stakes, right? But I was kind of not being like a tastemaker. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before about like my standard of like, music going up and down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of threw that out the window for the sake of like getting new guests on the stream. You know what I'm saying? So like um people that I just knew or that I met in like the city or whatever, I would just tell them like, "Oh, yo, come on the stream," and then some of them, like were down to come on the stream. Some of them were supposed to be on the stream and then canceled. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just here, boom, like I'm left without a guest, so it like defeats the whole fucking point, right? Because obviously you're handling so many different people. Like how many streams do we have left? Like in the year, like another 20 or whatever. That's 20 different guests, 20 different schedules. You know what I mean? Obviously, like shit happens in people's lives. It just is what it is, right? And so, I forgot what I was talking about. Um, this is the fucking problem, man. I'd spit some bars on stream if I lived in Ottawa. Yo, man, come to Ottawa right now if you're really about it. Make the drive. Some baby no money ass bars. Yo, man, right now. All right. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the problem is that when you're working with people that you're not like sure of, like people that you like just met or whatever, right? Especially like in the city, because obviously like I do the local scene shit, and you know what I'm saying, people talk or whatever. But um, when you're working with people like for the first time, like in real life, like and you're like not like super inspired to work with them, then that like synergy that you're trying to create when making a good song is like not there, right? um and that's what I feel like happened with a lot of the guests, is like with a lot of the guests that were like in the room with me and shit, like I was like, yeah, of course, like yeah, sure, we can make a song together or whatever, but I had never made a song with them before, and I also wasn't sure of like their ability and shit, you know what I mean? Like they weren't necessarily like inspiring to make music with, you know what I mean? Or maybe like our shit didn't match or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know? And so yeah, like I don't believe that you make the best quality music even with the constraints, right? Because obviously, you know, we're making a song a week, we're making it in like 3 hours or whatever. You want with those constraints to be able to make the best song possible. Tony, with you, like with you, you actually inspire me sonically. You know what I'm saying? Like I've told you the songs that you've sent me, I'm like, yo, like this shit is really good. Like you make this like a full song, you know what I'm saying? And I can tell you in private. I don't know if I told you in private, but I can tell you in private. Like the streams that I've had with guests here, where I was like, you know what I'm saying? You can probably guess, to be honest, because like, like you can tell by like, the way, maybe not how I was like acting on stream, but um, yeah, I don't know, the way shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? In the background. Um, but yeah, so like, yeah, like, yo, Tony, like, you're good, man. You're good. I'm telling you, like, for you, the shit that you like showed me, um, like for like your own music and shit, um, is actually like sonically inspiring. You know what I'm saying? And so it allows me to be like, oh yeah, like we can like work on something and make something cool. You know what I mean? For other people, it's like, and trust me, like there are other fucking people. You know what I'm saying? There's like, um, oh like, oh it's cool, like we could make a song together or whatever. Um, and like we come out with the song, and it's like, okay, yeah, the song's good or whatever. But it's like I didn't really like feel any sort of like energy that was being like exchanged, like, oh, we made something like really good here, you know? Um, but yeah, I can tell you like off stream, like which specific streams I'm like referring to. Um, because there are. So yeah. So with all that being said, this is um my essentially like new rule set or whatever for the streams, right? Man, these streams make me wish I could make music. My silly ass. YouTube videos don't inspire creativity. Yo, man, YouTube videos are creativity. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and I mean, yo, if you want to make music, like, bro, fucking try it out. Like, it's pretty fun. You can start off with free shit, you know what I'm saying? Like BandLab, GarageBand, you know what I'm saying? Um, I'm down to make some stuff. Yeah, and also Tony, like, we should be making shit as well, like off stream. I'm gonna say this though, like, I'm a fucking give my little updates and shit about like the stuff I want to do like on stream and shit, right? Um, but yeah, like, yo, your videos, like, fucking yeah, they're creativity too. You know what I'm saying? They inspire other people to engage creatively. If like you make YouTube videos and you fucking you know um inspire somebody else to make YouTube videos too, or to make whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, so because you guys are watching the stream and shit, y'all come, you know, every week to chill with me and make some shit. This is what I'm telling y'all is like my new rule set, basically. Right? So this is gonna be the first thing, right? So I'm gonna add some or not right here. I'm gonna add some sound effects to make this shit more engaging. So my first, can I play this? How do I play this? Play? Okay, now I have to do it like this. Oh shit, that's the wrong button. You say you got a lot of stuff in the vault, yo, send it through. I don't know if you, no, yeah, you sent me something on Instagram that, like, I replied to you about. But if you have other shit, just like send it my way. But yeah, so the first thing that I wanna, the official change of StreamBeats is I'm gonna be starting the streams at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? 8 p.m. Eastern time. The reason why I want to do this, right, is I'm changing the time because I want to make the streams longer, right? So I'm going to basically change the streams from 3 hours to 4 hours. The reason why is because when I'm with people in this like uh fucking doing the stream and like we're making music, I want to have more time and equal amount of time to talk, make the beat and like write the lyrics too. You know what I'm saying? I felt like 3 hours was like a little bit too was a little bit it worked for some streams, like some streams were like under 3 hours, you know, especially when we switched to like making the beats and stuff. But yeah, so especially when we started making the beats and stuff, like it got easier to like finish the streams before midnight. But I want to have more time to like, you know, work on the beats, add more stuff, you know, work on some lyrics, like change some lyrics or whatever. And also just like have conversation and like have it flow and also have people kind of forget that they're on stream, you know what I'm saying? Like um get people more comfortable, you know? And so yeah, so now like starting immediately or like by next week or whatever, the streams are going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? So we're just starting the streams an hour earlier because we want the streams to be like, you know, around 4 hours, right? Which to me is like a pretty decent amount of time to like make a fully fledged song that we're like, you know, like down to drop on YouTube, you know? So I believe that this will increase the quality of the music. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next thing on the list is any guest that you see on the stream from now on, I will have done at least one stream or one like session with them beforehand. The reason why is because obviously I'm not just trying to like not work with any new people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what I want to do. Obviously I want to work with new people. I want to be open to working with people, but I want to work with them like outside of the stream just so that I can see like, you know, how they work and if we can make some good shit together because you can also come to the situation where like you like somebody's music, you're inspired by them or whatever, but then y'all actually like sit down and try to make some shit together and like it doesn't really work out. Like, you know, people like do shit like this, but like I do it like this. That's kind of annoying, blah blah blah. Or maybe like it's probably better if like I just make some shit and then I send it off to you for an open, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, right? And so, yeah, that's my new like guideline is that anybody that you see that's like new on the stream that you haven't seen before, it means that I've done at least one session with them off stream before like adding them to the Stream Beats universe, right? What that also means is that anybody that I've had on the stream previously like may return, right? So everybody in Koga, you know what I'm saying, Andy, Tony, fucking Pookie, Tiguan, like these type of characters, like all like, you know, depending on if I'm like, oh yo, we should do one, or we should do another stream, or we should blah blah blah, then we'll do that. Um, I'm also going to be doing solo streams, right? As well. I'm going to be doing like more solo streams. All the solo streams that I've done, except for the first stream and this one, were unintentional. The only reason why I did them was because somebody canceled, right? The second edition, or like the second stream I did with Rob, was because somebody canceled. I forget which one it was. Let me go back and see. The something I am actually like proud of though is like the stream thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing where I look at it and I'm like, yeah, like we've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, which one was it? It was, yeah, like stream number 10 with Sun Rob. Like that was like the second one I did with Roberto. That one was because like, you know, my guest canceled. Um, Solo session number 7. I think, yeah, somebody must, like, I forget who canceled. Oh yeah, that was supposed to be a Greenbeard. I remember. It was supposed to be a Greenbeard, but it didn't work out because like of his work schedule. Um, Streamies number 8, I did a feature, right, for somebody. And let me just say this: I did this feature for this guy, and that song's never gonna fucking drop. Like, and so that's another thing. Like, is when I bring people on, like to my audience and shit, like I want them to like respect y'all. You know what I'm saying? Um, and to, you know what I'm saying, like fucking like appreciate y'all because I know y'all are real. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, Quest did cancel. That was I forget which one it was. That was number 15, I think, or 14, 14 or 15, one of those. But yeah, 14 and 15. I had 2 people like cancel back to back. Um, and yeah, so what was I talking about? I keep forgetting what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm tired as fuck, man. Yeah, I actually don't remember what the fuck was I saying. I was talking about. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, so that's actually not true. Like, not every solo session that I had was because somebody canceled, but most of them, like 14 and 15, were because 2 people like canceled back to back. Um, and so from now on, I am going to have like solo sessions, but they're gonna be like more intentional. You know what I'm saying? Is because I like specifically didn't want to ask somebody that particular week. I was like, you know, let me do a solo session or whatever, right? And so yeah, I also want to focus specifically, primarily, on doing more streams with like the members of COVID, right? So that means like Sunrob, GP, Caesar, Queen, and Greenbeard, right? I want to do a lot more streams with like these 5 people because they inspire me a lot creatively, and I believe in their ability like wholeheartedly. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have a incredible sense of like um artistry and of like songwriting skill that it's like I'm not worried about their like ability to like make a song off rip, you know what I mean? Like off the dome. You know what I mean? Um and other people that I've had previously on the stream, like I said before, also like, you know, I might ask them to like come on the stream again, just so that, you know, we keep it more tight knit, but we're making more music and like keeping it, you know what I'm saying, more with the fam instead of like just bringing strangers to the fucking house, you know what I'm saying? um, I'm waiting on the Greenbeard stream. So am I. But yeah, it's just because like Thursdays, like this particular time slot that I chose for the stream is like pretty much like it's pretty hard for like um Greenbeard to like, get a like time off work to like, do a stream and shit. Yeah, there's still people though that I would love to do a stream with. Um that I haven't yet, and that I also haven't like worked with like off stream as well, But that's the thing though, is that like I want to like have that be a guideline, is like I'm only gonna work with people on the stream that like I've already worked with, you know what I'm saying? Just so that I can see like how they work, how they, you know what I mean? And see like the quality of like the shit that we make together, to see if it's like worthy of being on the stream, right? Um, and so is that everything I wanted to say? I don't know if that's everything or I'm just like fucking exhausted. Need to take a fucking nap. Um, is that everything? I don't know. So yeah, I said the streams are gonna get longer. So like 8 p.m. Eastern time is when they'll start, down to like midnight. So we'll have like about 4 hours. Um, Only people that have already been on the stream or have had at least one session with off stream will be on it, right? Um, oh yeah. Also because like man started asking me like to like be on the stream, and I was just like, I always felt like awkward um being like nah, like because um yeah, like for me personally, like I want to be the one to ask people like, yo, would you like to come on my stream, instead of like the other way around, you know what I'm saying? Um and so yeah, like that's another thing for me, is like I would like to keep it like, what I'm saying, tight knit and shit. So yeah, only the real ones, you know. And so yeah, only people that either have been on the stream previously or have had at least one session with off stream, like can come back on the stream or whatever, right? So I only want to bring the best, because that's also how I was kind of feeling. I started to feel low key like a fucking engineer, like, you know, like started to feel like a fucking engineer, like coming onto like the stream and shit. Which like obviously I'm doing engineering shit because I'm like, recording people, um, but shit, that's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, yeah, like I'm trying to like make music with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. So this is another thing, right? Um, and I haven't fully decided yet, like what I'm gonna do with this, but I would like to know your guys' like opinion, on what I'm going to say next. Thank you for the support, of course, bro. Yeah. So I would like to know your guys' opinion on what I'm going to say next, right? So my initial plan for like the year was to drop an album in August, right? Which was called When Boys Cry, and drop the Stream Beats mixtape like by the end of December, right? Now, I had no plans really to um promote the Stream Beats mixtape. It was really just a celebratory thing to be like, yo guys, like we fucking did it. Like we did this stream every week, and like now it's on streaming, because obviously we put the stuff on YouTube anyways. Like if you really wanted to, you could fucking rip it off of YouTube and put it in your local files and listen to that shit on your Spotify playlist if you really wanted to, right? I don't know how you would do that, right? But you could. I just know that people do that, right? Um, and so I was thinking, right? Because the album is going to be delayed, like um When Boys Cry, like I had a expected like release date of August 22nd, I'm pretty sure. Um and at this point, to where I am on the album, I haven't worked on it like I wanted to. Um that was just like a scheduling thing for me. That's something that I definitely need to work on. Um, I've never made an album before, and I do want it to be like, you know, very good. And I need the time to, what I'm saying, make it like the best possible thing that I've ever made. Like I want to like this project is very important to me. And I want to like put my best foot forward on it. And so I'm expecting maybe to release it either in September or October. Um, Dang, hopefully we get the album before GTA 6. You will get the album will come out before GTA 6. But here's the thing is I was thinking of making it a little bit less conceptual because basically the whole album was supposed to be like all sad songs. It was supposed to be all sad songs. It was going to be called When Boys Cry, so it was going to be very like emotional, right? Um However, the music that I'm also making at the same time doesn't fit, like it's like not all sad. Like my music generally is like pretty chill. There's a lot of bass, but it's pretty chill. Um it's like pretty slow tempo most of the time. Um and it's very like melancholic sounds, right? But not every song is like super like, you know what I mean, like depressed and fucking sad. Like When Boys Cry was like supposed to be. Um and so what I wanted to do was basically modify the concept of the album and shit to be a little bit more like diverse mood wise, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously still keep it chill, still like, you know what I mean, make an album that like sort of encompasses like my style and like my whole um vibe of like making music, but that had like a couple different like more moods and shit that like made it a little bit more like uh less one note, you know what I'm saying? Like not every song would be like fucking super sad emotional song, you know what I'm saying? Obviously like different like the different songs had different like rhythms and shit like that, but it was all, you know what I'm saying, like very um like all sad. Like they were all like pretty sad or like depressing kind of songs that were supposed to be like cathartic, you know what I'm saying? Like you would feel sad and listen to some of those songs and maybe feel some type of like I'm less alone type of thing. That was like the whole concept of the album essentially. But I would like to make it a little bit more diverse and like make it a little bit like, you know what I'm saying, um broader in terms of like, you know, emotional states and that sort of thing. Basically I want to add like some more cool shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not always sad, you know what I'm saying? When I'm sad, I get down there, right? I get in that spiral. And those are concepts that I really want to explore and talk about in those like in that album. But I also want to, you know, showcase like other sides of me that are like, you know, more chill, more smooth, you know what I'm saying? Um, More confident, you know what I'm saying? Like those aspects of me, right? Um, and so with the delay of the album, right? I was wondering, and let me know what you think, right? Um, and obviously like for the album I would promote, so I would like make a bunch of content around it and like this sort of thing. So it would take up like obviously this album would take up a lot more of the time, you know what I'm saying, needed in like the year or whatever, right? And the stream like beats mixtape wouldn't, right? But there is going to be like a little bit of a gap with like in the summer of like, you know, what songs I drop or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or the amount of songs that I drop. And so this was my solution basically with this like new era of the stream beats, because we're pretty much like halfway, right? What I was thinking is of instead of doing a stream beats mixtape or stream era mixtape at the end of the year, is I would drop a stream era pack. So I'll call it like stream pack one, and it would basically be a 6-track EP because the stream era mixtape was supposed to be like 12 tracks. So I basically cut that into 2 EPs instead of one album. So I would drop that sometime in like, you know, August or something, like beginning of August or something like that. All I would need is to get like, you know what I'm saying, the approval of any of the guests that like, you know, I want to put the songs on, and like, you know what I'm saying, sort out all of like the fucking, you know, back end shit of like splits and like, you know, all the stuff like on the distribution platform, right? To just get these songs out on Spotify. So I would drop that one in August and then drop another one in like the beginning of the year in like January. So that would be like Stream Pack 2, right? So I would have those two drops, one in like August of like 2025, and then the next Stream Pack 2 would be like January of 2026. So we just start the year off, boom, like we got this shit, right? And then with the album, that would come out sometime in like September or October. I'm not exactly sure when, like of a specific date. I still have to like, you know, figure out like, you know what I'm saying, um the scheduling of everything, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah. So let me know what y'all think about that. I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. Did you work with any other producers on the album? No. All the songs on the album I produced, or at least all the songs that I have right now as like my picks for the album, right? All of them I produced. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to like elaborate, but yeah, like all the songs are songs that I produced. So yeah, Tony's saying he's cool with it. Let me know if somebody sees this in the future and like comments on the on the stream VOD afterward. Yeah, like let me know what you think. I still haven't fully decided on this because like there's a lot going on right like in here. And so yeah. Um yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I think that that kind of like, you know, creates some like separation into like this new era of like the stream beats, you know, um, and allows for like, you know what I'm saying, more consistent drops on streaming, you know, while the full album is like being created. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so those three things essentially were what I wanted to talk about. So just to recap, the streams are going to change from 9 p.m. or the start time for the stream is going to change from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just so we have more time to like make the best music possible. Number two is the only people like the any future guests need to at least have been on the stream once already, or I need to have an off stream like session with them, in order for like me to allow them to like be on the stream. Not because like I think I'm hot shit or whatever. Actually, I kind of do, but just because I want to like guarantee a quality, like a certain level of quality for the streams and for the music, right? Um, Cronus in the chat. Schedule is nice for sure. And next, and take the time you need with the album. Production's already yeah, he's got some snippets and shit. You know what I mean? For the album. But yeah, so that's number two is like new guests that appear. I will have done at least one stream with them already, or I will have had one stream with them or one session with them off stream, right? The third thing is the stream era mixtape might or might not be switched to two different EPs called Stream Pack 1 and Stream Pack 2. I think it creates like, you know, to create like some separation within like this era of stream beats and the next. And yeah, also allows for y'all to like listen to some of the tracks and like, you know, on Spotify and shit. And allows for like, you know, more consistent drops on my end, you know, on Spotify and that sort of thing. And so yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. When is your guys' basketball game? Yeah, we need to do a basketball game. I thought about that today. I was like, yo, like it's June, like we gotta run it up. So yeah, me and Jay, we're gonna have a basketball game. We're gonna set that shit up somehow. I don't know when, but we'll do it. We will do a stream though. I think that would actually be funny. Um, if we did a basketball stream. I'll actually have to train though. Like I'll need to like watch a YouTube video or something, because like I'm pretty ass at basketball. But like we need to see this. We need to see this through. Okay. So Jay, like don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? I know. I'm saying maybe it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? You have hit the court. You know, but don't chicken out. You know what I'm saying? Like let's run it. Let's pick a date. Let's figure it out. Sign the contract. You know how it goes. Okay. Don't run on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I am probably gonna go to bed after this. Just because like you see it in my eyes, man, I'm fucking tired. Um, yeah. But again, just to wrap it up, I really thank Tony and anybody else that sees this stream. Um, just let y'all know that I'm incredibly appreciative that you guys spend the time with me every week to like make some music with me and talk to me and shit. And that you guys like are fans of the music. That you guys share it. Um, fucking, people that come to the shows, um, that support the cause, and support the journey. Literally since like fucking what, like fucking some people like tell me they found out about my videos in like 2019, you know, like is I was still in high school like then, you know what I mean? And so I really appreciate that shit. Um that does not go unnoticed. Like when I tell you guys that this is something that I want to do with my life and that I really believe in, that's not a fucking joke. You know what I mean? I'm not here on stream talking to you guys and letting you guys know about the plans or like what's going on in my brain for shits and giggles. Like that would be a waste of my time. That would be a waste of your time. I don't take that shit for granted. I do this because I really believe in this shit and I love this shit and I've always been a fan of content and making music and shit like that. And this is what I want to do with my life. And obviously, like it's been a while that we've been doing this shit in different ways. You know what I mean? I used to be a YouTuber. Like I used to do like rants and shit. Um, then I switched to music. I switched to like beat making first, but I was kind of making music at the same time, right? Even before that, before the GarageBand videos, I dropped like a couple of songs, right? Fucking became a producer, became a videographer. Um, like at a certain point, like I was like in my bio, I was like singer, producer, director, doing a bunch of different shit. Um, Showing y'all, you know what I mean? Even like in community posts and stuff, like I remember showing y'all, like showing people like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Um, Trying to sell beats like on BeatStars and Airbit and shit. You know, this the merch too, like Space Trip, Bad Trip, like all that stuff, like was showcased on this channel, and it's the same channel, mind you. Like this Yoharis channel is the same channel I made when I was like when I was like 8 years old. Um, 8 years old, yeah, I think so. Yeah, 8 years old or 7 years old actually, because I made this in 2011, and so I was not. Yeah, I was like 8 years old. Yeah, yeah, 8 years old. This is the same channel. I never made another channel. Like I made other channels, right? But I never switched my main. Like this has always been my main channel for the past fucking 14 years, you know? And so this has been such a big part of my life. And like, not to get too sentimental and all this shit, but like I like getting sentimental. It's part of my brand. I really think that this shit is like crazy. Even though like, obviously, you know, people make a living off this shit. I don't currently. I've made some money off of YouTube, like just to be like, transparent. Probably not in the thousands, like overall, but like I made some money here and there. like with ads and like a sponsorship once from DistroKid when I was like 15, which was pretty cool to be honest. That shit was actually gangster. That shit was actually gangster because like I had like 2K subs and I got a DistroKid sponsor. And like to this day, I'm a high priority member of DistroKid. That's why I fuck with DistroKid, even though people talk shit about DistroKid. I fuck with DistroKid, bro. Um, but yeah, um, this yeah, man, this is like a project and like a staple of my life or a part of my life that I'm very much proud of. You know, like I really love the fact that like you know what I'm saying I do this and it's like you know changed its format a lot. Like I used to not stream. You know, I used to just do the YouTube videos, like edit them and shit like that. Now I do the streams. I also like do the music. Um, I used to do TikToks too. I had like a viral video, like a viral TikTok, like just before the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Then I like tried to be a TikToker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like um, I'm 22 years old now, and I've been making like content since I was like fucking yeah, since I was like 8 years old. I have footage of me. This is the crazy thing. I on my YouTube channel, I have footage of me every single year since I was 8 years old. Like, and so if I want to remember how I looked when I was like 9 years old or 10 or 11 or 12, 13, 14, 15, up to now, I can just go on my YouTube channel and fucking look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I can like, you know, watch a video of me doing like some stupid shit or me talking about my fucking day when I was 14 years old or talking about like the fucking ADHD symptoms that I had when I was like 14 that I thought was just like, you know what I'm saying, procrastination and whatnot. Um, or like complaining about school or whatever, like trying to make jokes and trying to like copy like my favorite YouTubers when I was a kid. All that shit is really fucking cool. And the fact that like people know about me and like will hit me up sometimes be like, "Oh, yo, I used to watch you in like fucking this many years." Like I had somebody that like was like a mutual, like kind of like a friend of a friend that I followed on Instagram just because like, oh, they did like some photography stuff, right? For like for some artist like in the city, right? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow them as like a connect kind of thing, right? And they sent me a message. They were like, "Yo, no way! Like, I used to watch your videos like back in like 2018." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I didn't know it, like hit home. Like a lot of people in the U.S. watch my shit at the time. Like looking at my demographic, like looking at yeah, like the locations and shit of like your subscribers. But yeah, it's like people like remember that shit. You know, it's kind of wild. Um, Especially in like 2020, like a lot of you like, I think Tony as well as like Sawston discovered me during that time, and it's been bro, it's been like 5 years, and like y'all are like chilling with me on stream, you know, and I get to talk to you guys directly, you know. Um, that's something that yeah, man, I really don't want to take for granted, and I'm telling y'all like, um, this shit is dope. Like it's really dope, and I'm super appreciative of like everybody that like comes on the stream and like just you know just supports the cause and like believes, you know what I mean? Because this shit, I'm telling y'all, is fucking hard, man. um, Let me see what y'all are saying. Mans might get 11 and 0 still. Appreciate you too, dog. You inspired me to make more music. That like means everything to me, man. I want people to like be inspired to like do their own magic, you know what I'm saying? And if that's like for you, like music and shit, like that's amazing. Smack Out 123 EP where you drop bars. Yeah, he knows about like bro. That has a video of me when I was like fucking 10, nah, like 11 years old. That video, 11 years old, and I'm like writing raps. And bro, I literally stole bars from one of my favorite YouTubers at the time. Since 2K11. Damn, yeah, man. Um, Bedroom pop video was dope. Yeah, that bedroom pop video. Yeah, I remember when I dropped that video. I was like, damn, this might be a reach because like or this might be risky because you know at the time I kind of stopped doing the GarageBand videos and like you know my views were going down, but I was like fuck it, like let me just make this like let me just drop this one too, right? And I remember like the moment I dropped it, I like I left my house and I went to work. And at the time I used to work at Walmart. And when I was at Walmart, like bro, I didn't do shit, bro. Like I was like 16. Yeah, I was like 16 at the time, bro. Like Walmart was like the job that I did like the least amount of shit. I'm gonna be real. And so I would just hide in like the seasonal section because that's where I worked. Because there's like a part where it's like no cameras and shit, so it was Gucci. I'm looking at my like YouTube analytics and like the video's going up. You know what I'm saying? I was like getting way more views than usual, and I'm like, oh shit, like yo, this is dope. So that video did pretty well. So I'm proud of that video too. Like also like the song as well, like was dope. Um, that I made. I still listen to that, like or listen back to it, and I'm like, yeah, yo, this shit was dope. That's another thing about doing YouTube for such a long time is like you look back at your old shit and you're like, oh shit, like yeah, this was not bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, like I said, just want to take this moment, you know what I'm saying, to really take it all in and be like, like this is it's a long journey, man. Like been through a lot of shit, you know what I mean? Like through the fucking 2022 Midnight Element era to fucking dropping my first song in 2021, like on Spotify and shit. To like when I was 15 and I wrote this song called "When I'm With You I Don't Feel As Numb," or Natural Blondie or Let Me Know. Like those are songs that I made when I was like 15, 14, that I cherish to this day. To like now where we do this whole stream shit. It's really cool. If you really think about it, like I don't like obviously I'm not at the point where I thought I would be, at this point, but I don't think any of this is like time wasted, like I've had a blast, doing all this shit. Like there's nothing else. Like this is the thing, bro. Like there's nothing else I'd rather do than like what I do, like, on the internet. You know what I'm saying? We make music, we fucking interact with people, with like-minded people, um, and we just keep doing that, you know what I'm saying, in different ways, in different creative ways. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is like really, really, really dope. And the fact that like I have like a whole fucking catalog of like footage of myself just to look back on, like I can fucking show my kids, be like, yo, this was me when I was like 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just fucking around, doing what I loved, you know? Cause yo, me, I didn't like fuck around and like hang out with my friends a lot. Like I usually kept to myself most of the time in primary school, in high school. Like this is all I wanted to do was like make content and like, this shit was like fun for me. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, man. Without getting like too into like the details and shit, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm very, very appreciative of like all the shit that like we've we've been through together, Um, you helped me through a time in my life. That as well, like that is something that I'm appreciative of as well because like I've felt the same way for other creators. And the fact that I can offer that to you just by like fucking being here and like shooting the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's everything. Like that's everything. And the fact that like that's also inspired you to make your own shit and to like put it out and show me and be like, yo, like what do you think of this? And I can tell you, like, oh, like this blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like this is good, whatever, you should do this, that, and the third. Like, bro, that's incredible. Like, that's incredible. Like, how would me from fucking Canada be talking to you from fucking San Antonio and like, you know what I'm saying, we fucking connect on some shit, you know? Like that's like the that's the dopest part of like this whole fucking, I can't say job because I'm not getting paid, but of this whole fucking, content thing or like this whole journey, So, like I said, again, I'm gonna wrap this up because yeah, it's like 10:20 now. I should probably get to bed because I got work in the morning. But like I said, I appreciate y'all. Which you showed me where I wasn't sure about my music, but you showed me how to keep going. yeah, man, I'm super fucking glad that I could help you in that way, because yeah, don't ever stop like making the music. Don't ever stop making the music. If that's what you love, don't ever stop making it like fucking, and make what is like authentic to you. Um, like that's what's like the most important thing, you know. So I'm glad I've been able to help you with that shit, bro. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out now. I'm tired as shit, and I got work tomorrow. And so apologies for not doing doing a song today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can see it in my face. You can see it in my face that like shit's, you know what I mean? Shit's a little moody today. Shit's a little cloudy, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna do good anyways. We keep it going, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I will end the stream right now. W's in the chat, you know what I'm saying? For the new era of stream beats, you know what I'm saying? Who's the next guest? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask like, well, actually Roberto's probably can't because like his schedule's fucked. So I think Queen is probably next because she wanted to do the stream again. And so yeah, we'll probably do that. But yeah, so appreciate y'all. Let me do the outro music anyways. As y'all know, the song's called Over Now, but it's never really over. Okay. Yo, that's such a fucking good line, man. It's never really over. I'm a fucking genius, bro. Alright, anyways. Alright. Go to bed. Do your homework, brush your teeth. Fucking that's for me. Alright. Ciao guys. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Eat your vegetables. Have a cigarette, cup of coffee. Get back in the game.
I put my foot on the gas. I do not settle for less. I've been thinking too much about the past. Couple things left me in cash. I've been hoping you would think of me differently. Not that it was meant to be, just that it felt good to be together. But baby, no matter the weather, I never settle. You got too busy for me on your schedule. Didn't know this would go down when I met you. Guess all I wanted to do is impress you. I don't think this was too good on my mental. The spot that you kept in my brain in a rental. No, baby, it's never really over. Never really over. No, baby, it's never really over. Never really over. Just know that you still cross my mind from time to time when I'm tryna unwind. No, baby, it's never really over. Never really over. No, baby, it's never really over. Never really over. Just know that you still cross my mind from time to time when I'm tryna